Hello, my name is Preeti and I'm a knitter based in Toronto. Today I'm going to talk about all my fall winter plans for the rest of the year. And so I'm going to talk about some of the projects that I'm planning on finishing for fall winter and some projects that I'm hoping to do immediately after these projects are finished, and then some aspirational projects. Before I jump in though, I'll just tell you about what I'm wearing. So today I'm wearing the Cumulus Tee by Petite Knit. This is the V-neck edition, and to be honest, I don't really wear it that often, but I think it's a great idea to wear it for today. I gotta wear sun knit and it's summer. All right, so for the fall winter, my first project is the Billie Pullover by Sari Nordland. If you have been watching my previous videos, then you'll know that I've already started the project. I put it on hold because I started it in March, and I started to think a little bit more about lighter projects as opposed to a big cable knit sweater. So I'll show you what I have so far. So as you can see, it is a fully cabled sweater. It's got various different types of cabling all throughout it, and where it doesn't have cables, it has moss stitch. And then the raglans are even a cable, which is really cool. And as you can see, I've split for the sleeves, and so now I'm just working in the round. And I'm really enjoying this project, and I think it's moving quite quickly. This is my ball of yarn, so I'm using Briggs & Little. This is a Canadian brand. It's a worsted weight yarn. It's either Heritage or Regal. I think I'm using a combination of the two, and they are different, but not a lot. And I think the color is called Fundy Fog. This is a reclaimed yarn from another project that I had. Actually, I can show you the other project. Well, I can show you the remnants. So this is what's left. This is the back of the vest. I think it's vest number, I'll put it on the screen. This is one of the vests by My Favorite Things Knitwear, and I've just been kind of ripping it apart, and that's what I've been using, but this is what's left. So I'm gonna rip this out and make the remaining. And it looks so nice, kind of looking at it here. And it is it's really nice and soft. So I know that once I wash the Billie Pullover, it's gonna have this same kind of softness. And yeah, I'm really excited to have this, the Billie Pullover as a final object when I am done. And I'll save some of my comments about the construction and thoughts about how it's going so far for my next podcast. But I did want to let you know that one of my goals for the rest of this year is to complete the Billie Pullover. So another project that I'm planning to make in 2025 for the fall winter is the Elisabeth blouse by Petite Knit, and I have also started that. So I'll show you what I have so far. Maybe it's better to show you like this. So, So yeah, I'm still working on the raglan increases, but it's this collared DK weight sweater that will basically kind of sit like this, and it's kind of like a V-neck, and then it's a sweater for the rest of the way. I'm using Drops yarn. I'm using Drops Flora in this dark gray color, and then I'm using the Kid Silk in this light gray color, and they're producing this marl effect, which is super cool. But interestingly, this Elisabeth blouse looks a lot like the zipper sweater, which I also made in this kind of the same color. So this is a zipper sweater I made almost 2 years ago using Drops Nepal, which is also like a alpaca wool blend like the Drops Flora, except it's worsted weight or Aran weight. It's a heavier knit, and it's got, like the double knit, it's got this kind of Judy's Magic cast on where you do this kind of collar, but the difference obviously is this one has a zipper. But if you compare the way it's turning out, which is purely coincidental and also kind of funny, they're very similar in color and they're very similar in style. I'm not sure if you can tell. So yeah, I think just like a fun fact that I'm realizing, only because the colors are so similar, that the Elisabeth blouse is kind of like a version of the zipper sweater. Like they both kind of start the same way, and instead of putting a zipper and doing all the work for the zipper placket, you're just like creating like that Henley. So, and it's like a DK light kind of sport weight. I think it's a DK weight sweater, the Elisabeth blouse, and the zipper sweater regular is a heavier weight sweater, but it's kind of the same style. So the reason why I'm mentioning is because it just looks like I'm basically creating a very similar version of what I already have. So, but it's okay. I'm excited about the Elisabeth blouse. I think it's gonna be great. I'm also planning on making the Lumme Sweater by Sari Nordland. And this is what I have so far. And again, I'm not going to get too much into the construction. And basically, I'm just on the ribbed, I guess, the collar. And I'm following the pattern for the Monday sweater, where it asks you to do kind of that double knit section so that it folds down, because I want a nice double knit collar. And Sari Nordland in her pattern is just basically telling you to create like a long ribbed section before you jump into the charts. And so I really think like a sweater like the Lumme sweater should have this like kind of like a double knit, a double folded collar. I just think because it's a wintry sweater, and I just think it'll look very cute. So yeah, I'm just at that stage where I now need to tack the two together, but I'm really excited to have the Lumme sweater. I'm gonna use a purpley color as well. I think I showed it in my last video, but it's basically the yarn I used from my book club cardigan, which is very similar to this color. Basically, I really like this color. So yeah, I'm really excited to make the Lumme sweater for this year, and hopefully it'll be done by November, but you know, no pressure. Okay, now we're getting into plans, borderline aspirational, but we'll see. I really want to make the Porcelain Sweater by Lene Home Samsa, and I think it's just such a beautiful colorwork sweater, and I have some of the yarn for it. So I'll show you what I have. I have a couple of contenders for the fingering weight yarn. So I have Drops Flora in the color Fog, and then I have Double Sunday in the color 1015. And this color is a little bit more creamy, the Sunday. And I think that my silk mohair from Knitting for Olive better matches, here, let's do this, the Flora than the Sunday. Flora, Sunday. And so I think because I should have enough, I should be able to make the Porcelain Sweater like with the main color being these two held together. And then as my contrast color, I want to use this pink. I think it would be so cute. And this is color 4524, this pink color by Sandnes Garden. And so I think these will just look so nice together. Oh, it's so exciting. I do have the traditional blue. So I have this Drops Fable blue yarn, which is the color 103, which would better kind of better match the one that the designer used in terms of the porcelain, the white and the blue, which makes total sense. But in my head, I kind of really want to use this for a pair of socks for someone. So I just think the pink would be really cute. I know I really like colors and then I kind of backtrack after I use them, but I have a vision and I'm just gonna go for it. So yeah, I really hope I can get to the porcelain sweater this year, or in early 2026, but yeah, we shall see. So I have a lot of this kind of creamy colored yarn, either from the Sunday or from drops, which means I can also make another cardigan. And I was really thinking I want to make the, and I would match it with the mohair, and I want to make the Jenny jacket V-neck by Petite Knit, which would just be such a stunner. I think the Jenny jacket could be a really good new addition to my wardrobe. So it would be between the porcelain sweater and the Jenny jacket that I start. I feel like the porcelain sweater is really good for the winter. So yeah, I'm gonna have to decide. Let me know what you think. But the Jenny jacket is this beautiful smocking stitch pattern. And she has two. She has one that is a pullover or a sweater, and I think it's knit bottom up. And then she has a cardigan, the Jenny jacket, that is like a round neck. And then the one that I want to make is a V-neck. I think that the round neck one is knit bottom up. So I'll have to see. But I think that would just be a really nice cardigan to have. You know, if I don't decide to make it in the cream color, I could make it in like a nice cool tone brown color. I think that would be a really good staple, I think. I don't know, let me know what you think. Okay, and then one of my other aspirational projects, which I don't know if I'm gonna get to, but it would be the Celeste Sweater by Petite Knit. And last winter, I bought the colors that I would use for it. I didn't buy the main color though, and I bought it in Peer Gynt. And the colors, you know, when I bought them, they look kind of different to me, but let me show you. So we have here color 6051. We have color 4600. And then we have color 3854. Oh, this is the color Spice Apple. It actually says the color, interesting. The rest don't. And then this is color 4023. It's like a blush pink. And I think I would pair it with like a neutral color body. Like, oh, this is getting cumbersome. I think I would use this as the main color basically. And then these as the colors that would go with it. These as the colors that would be make up the color work. So I've never used Peer Gynt. I've heard a lot of good things about it. It does feel rustic in comparison to Double Sunday, but it feels a lot softer than Briggs and Little. And I've heard that it's like a really hard wearing yarn. And this is the yarn, the Peer Gynt is what I believe Petite Knit uses in her Celeste sweater. So I think it's gonna look amazing, and I'm really excited about color work. So I hope I can get to this maybe this year, like December or January, but again, I've got a lot of plans, so I better get moving. And you know, I don't have as much time anymore to knit, so I'm kind of a little careful about how I use my time. So yeah, but I would love to make the Celeste sweater. I think it's such a beautiful color work sweater. And the ones that I've seen, they just look also beautiful. And even the kids version is really, really gorgeous. So yeah, I would love to make it. And I bought the yarn. So otherwise, I don't know what I'm going to do with these single skeins. And I do want to see how it feels to work up the Peer Gynt. So I think I basically have to put it high on the queue. I think that's what I'm telling myself right now. Okay, and now I'll just jump into some accessories that I'm definitely planning on making. So last year I treated myself to some Cardiff cashmere. And yep, it is incredibly soft, as they say. It's, as you may have heard, as you may have experienced for yourself. I'm planning to make a hat. I know, surprise, surprise, probably a petite knit hat. I'm not committed to a hat pattern just yet. I think I was thinking about making the hipster hat, which I've already made. So I think, and I really like it, I wear it all the time. So I was thinking about making that. I only have 2 balls though. I could go and get another one, but I want to see how far I can get with the 2 balls of the Cardiff cashmere. The color name is called Crystal Ball, and it's a DK weight yarn. And what I do is when I see the yarn go on sale, I will pick up, for Cardiff cashmere, I've only bought like 1 at a time. So I just bought 1, and then in another sale bought another ball. And I was thinking if I keep doing that over a couple of years, I could have enough skeins of yarn to be able to make like a vest or a sweater. But I just don't think my knitting skills are that good that I can, and I'm just speaking for myself, like I don't think this is the case for everybody, but for me, I think that I don't want to make a really expensive cashmere sweater to just be kind of meh about it. I already have some cashmere sweaters that are much cheaper too than me going out and buying all the yarn from this company specifically. Like, you can get cashmere sweaters from, say, Winners here in Canada, or when we had the Bay, and they would go on sale, and it's cheaper than, buying a $25 ball of yarn times 10, I think, times 8. Yeah, that's really expensive. So I think that making a nice hat that I will wear all the time, that I'll, be a little bit, I'll really feel like I'm getting my money's worth. I think that's the way to go. But right now, I think 2 balls is enough, and I think a hat is something I wear all the time. So I'm gonna make a hat, or a toque, as we say here. So yeah, Cardiff cashmere, super fancy. I'm really excited. Now I'm just gonna tell you about a couple of potential, aspirational, don't have the yarn, don't know if I would actually get to it, but some other plans that I have. So one is a cardigan by Knitonomy. I think it's called the Fresno cardigan here, the chunky edition. And I just love the way that the cardigan looks. It looks so classic. And, I'm just starting to hear about Knitonomy, and her patterns look amazing. They're also quite expensive. I think they are about $13 to $15 Canadian. I think that the Fresno cardigan would look awesome. It looks like it's an Aran weight or a worsted weight cardigan, and I love the cabling effect on it, and I feel like it would look really nice in maybe like a hunter green color, or a nice like cool toned off-white color. Yeah, like maybe like my Cumulus tea, that color. What else could we do? Can't do gray, I've already done gray. Anyway, I just think like having a cardigan like that, it's really speaking to me, and I think I'm just really enjoying the way it looks. In addition, okay, so this is very aspirational. I don't know that I would get to it, but I really would love to have the Chestnut Cardigan by Marie Wallen. It is so stunning. I feel like it would just be epic, and the color work in it is just so spectacular. I think the only thing I'm worried about is, I think the pattern is designed so that it's knit in pieces. So every single piece of it, front, back, like the front panels, the back, the sleeves, everything about it is all knit in pieces, and the color work is done front and back. I'm not a color work, aficionado just yet, so it would definitely take time, which is okay, because sometimes it's nice to have projects that take a little bit more time. But I've seen people make it steeked and then so make it in the round, so you knit the whole thing in the round and then you steek it. I've also not done that, so I don't know if I would just set myself up for upset, and I don't think that's a good idea. So I think I can see myself get past doing the color work. I'm just not sure if I would be able to steek. And I don't want to tackle doing it in pieces and sewing it up. I just don't think. Anyway, as you can see, this is very aspirational, but I think having a cardigan like that would be really, really nice. And I would make the size probably medium or large, because I've heard that it comes out a bit smaller than you'd expect. And maybe that happens when you make something in the round versus a flat. So maybe that changes kind of the overall gauge. But I just think it would be so nice to have a cardigan like that. I have moments where I'm like, today's the day, but no. So yeah, that's one I would definitely aspire to make. So I think that's it. Those are all the projects that I see myself making this year. There'll definitely be, new ideas. As soon as you see new projects, it's like hard to drop everything and get inspired. That's what happened with me with the book club last year. So you never know. Let me know if you're already thinking about fall and winter projects, and if you are, please tell me. I would love to hear about it. Might have to add it to the queue. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.